श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। विश्वेशं माधवं रुण्डिं दण्डपाणिं च भैरवं वन्दे काशीं गुहां गङ्गां भवानीं मणिकर्णिकाम्। Today is an auspicious day because of the birthday of great and very inspiring personality, Swamy Vivekananda. In fact, Swamy Vivekananda is the ideal role model for the youth. And because of this, youth should try to understand the unique qualities of Swamy Vivekananda during the childhood as well as early youth. The benefit of gaining that kind of understanding will help them, the youth in particular, to lead a successful life in accordance with the desire of Swamy Vivekananda. Narendranath Datta, who later became Swamy Vivekananda, dedicated his life to regenerate Hinduism through his mesmerizing speeches. He was born on January 12th, 1863 on a Monday in Kolkata. It happened to be the Makar Sankranti day. Very great festival and auspicious time for all the Hindus. Makar Sankranti is the day of worship, prayers, rituals to the Ganga as well as sun god. Because sun enters the Makara Rasi on Makar Sankranti day. From that day, Uttarayan starts. The sun moves from Dakshinayana to Uttarayana. His mother, Bhuvaneswari Devi, observed several religious vows and with fasting and offering prayers to be blessed with a son who would enhance the fame of the family. She got special worship at Kashi Vishwanath temple to get the blessings of Vishweshwara of Kashi Vishwanath temple through some of her relatives living in Varanasi. One night, she dreamt that Lord Shiva arose himself from his meditation and gave boon to be born as her son. Vivekananda's grandfather, Durgacharan, he renounced the world after the birth of his first son. While the father of Vivekananda, Vishwanath Datta, he was an attorney general of the High Court of Calcutta. He was well versed with English as well as Persian literature. Bhuvaneswari Devi, the mother of Vivekananda, was gracious in conduct. She is a true representative of the old Sanatan Hindu womanhood. She was fond of Indian epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata. Let us look into the childhood of Vivekananda. His early education was through his mother, Matrudeva Baba. Mother is the first guru of every individual. His mother, Bhuvaneswari, taught Vivekananda the Bengali alphabet and the first English words he learnt through his mother, and she also taught him the stories from Ramayana and Mahabharata. That's why right from childhood Narendranath started loving Hindu deities, and he was fond of Ramayana, the heroic story of Bhagwan Ram and his faithful consort Sita. In fact, in the childhood itself, Vivekananda started practicing meditation before the image of Shiva. He used to worship Shiva. He was so intelligent, and because of that, he developed very keen memory and learnt by heart the whole Sanskrit grammar. Besides, long passages from Ramayana and Mahabharata, he got by heart at the childhood itself. His mother gave him an advice: Naren, always follow the truth without caring about the result. Though you may have to suffer injustice, and sometimes you may have to face unpleasant consequences for holding to the truth, but you must not, under any circumstances, abandon it. So, Satyavrata Palana, like Bhagavan Rama did. That is why Vivekananda used to say proudly that he is indebted to his mother for whatever knowledge he acquired. That is his Matrubhakti. If you look at intelligence of Vivekananda, incomparable intelligence. He was famous for his intelligence, exceptional intelligence rather. Inadjustable energy, courage, straightforwardness, and simplicity. These are the qualities every child, every boy, every girl, every youth should inculcate. Exceptional intelligence, unlimited energy, straightforwardness, and simplicity, without any arrogance and all. That is why he always used to give a very powerful message to his friends. Don't believe what others say unless you yourself know it to be true. This is the quote. This indicates that the future of Vivekananda, his rational thinking. Somebody said that, so you should not believe it, you should see it yourself. Then only you should accept it. This kind of rational thinking and evidence-based conclusion. This is very, very important quality. He was, right from childhood, he was fond of wandering haunts, and he would throw whatever, he found near the hand. Because of this habit, he always used to give, various things, whatever is available to monks. So to prevent him from doing so, he was put in a room and the room was dark, door was locked and all. So he used to throw whatever is available with him through the window and ask the monks, please take it. Because he had this kind of an admiration for the life of wandering monks. That is why he could become a monk. And he used to tell his friends that he would certainly become a sannyasin, as predicted by a palmist. If one palmist told him that you will become a sannyasi, so he believed it, and he always used to tell his friends that you will see me as a sannyasi one day. And that became true. Narendra used to meet various scholars, reputed scholars, notable scholars, and he always used to discuss with them various topics. And these topics were considered to be too complex and too much for a boy of his age. People used to think that, oh, he is a small boy and he is asking about all these things which are beyond the imagination and thinking of a boy of his age. He had great mental power, and he also had the art of grasping the essentials of things. And he was also very keen to see the truth from the widest and most comprehensive standpoints. And he always used to confine to the real issue under discussion rather than deviating from that. These are all the qualities one should have to be a successful person. If you look at his education, he graduated from the high school in first division, and at that age itself, he read many standard books of English as well as Bengali literature. His favorite subject was history. He acquired, an unusual method of reading a book and acquiring knowledge of its subject matter. Once he told his friends, I quote, I could understand an author without reading every line of the book. I would read the first and last lines of a paragraph and grasp its meaning. Later, I found that I could understand the subject matter by reading only the first and last lines of the page. Afterwards, I could follow the whole trend of a writer's argument by merely reading a few lines, though the author himself tried to explain the subject in 5 or more pages. See, this kind of very rare intellectual and grasping capacity you can find in Vivekananda. And Narendranath's higher studies were in Presidency College of Calcutta and the General Assembly's institution. It was later known as Scottish Church College. He first heard about Guru Ramakrishna Paramahansa from Hasty. He was the principal of the college and he was professor of English literature. In the college, Narendra studied Western logic with specialization in the Western philosophy and the ancient modern history of the different European nations. He had enormous memory besides the grasping capacity, and he was able to assimilate Green's history of the English people in just 3 days. Just 3 days he could complete that and he could get the knowledge of that. If you look at the life of Vivekananda, Narendranath Datta, the major turning point was Narendranath meeting Ramakrishna Paramahansa. The meeting with Ramakrishna Paramahansa led to stirring up of the natural spiritual urge in Vivekananda. And he started to feel the uncertainty of the world and the futility of academic education due to the inner spiritual force. One day it was exam time. He was appearing BA exams. One day before that, he felt immense love for the God and started, singing bhajans and all in the praise of God, standing before the room of a college mate. The friends reminded him of the next day's exam. Hey Naren, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your time like this? Tomorrow you have the exam. But he was not concerned. And he appeared for the exam. Very easily he succeeded in the exam. That's why his professor, Hasty, he rightly remarked, I quote, Narendra is a real genius. I have travelled far and wide, but I have not yet come across a lad of his talents and possibilities, even among the philosophical students in the German university. He is bound to make his mark in life. This is what Professor Hasty mentioned about Vivekananda, and it became true. Narendra had multi-dimensional genius. He is multi-dimensional genius. And this it got expressed in music, instrumental as well as vocal music, under expert teachers. He could play on any kind of instruments, but excelled in singing devotional songs in Hindi, Urdu, and Persian languages. That is why he is considered as a multi-faceted personality, with multi-dimensional genius. Right from the birth itself, he is considered as an undisputed leader. You know, his father requested him to get married, and there was a match, daughter of a wealthy man, and that man was ready to take care of the higher studies of Vivekananda, of Narendra in England, so that he can qualify for Indian civil service. He was ready. He said, "You marry my daughter, I will take care of all the expenses. You go to England and you get through civil service, Indian civil service. Nowadays IAS." But Narendra refused. Anybody else would have loved and jumped with joy and accepted that. But Narendra said no. And several other marriage proposals were coming. He refused and he rejected, and he did not show any interest to get married. That indicates his desire to sacrifice everything, to renounce the worldly matters. His desire, and only one desire, was to serve the motherland and the Hindu Dharma, Sanatana Dharma. Right from childhood, he had a passion for purity, and he respected the value of chastity. He observed it as a matter of honor, the brahmacharya, in accordance with the family traditions, and it was all suggested by his mother. This is what required. The youth should pay attention to this aspect. Purity is required. Purity of mind, purity of thought, purity of actions. Whatever we do, it should be pure, no impurity. And the brahmacharya before marriage is also part of it. Because he felt that through purity, one can conserve an intense spiritual force that manifests in all the noble aspirations of life. That's why he considered himself as a brahmachari, a celibate student of the Hindu tradition. He worked hard. He followed severe discipline, held holy things in reverence, and he enjoyed clean words, thoughts, and acts. This is the tradition of Hindu Sanatana Dharma, and he respected that and he followed that. Everybody says I respect, but they don't follow. But Vivekananda followed all of them. Following is more important. Practice is more important than preaching. Now we have many people who preach, but hardly anyone practices. As a result of that, he had great power of concentration, memory, insight, and indomitable mental energy and physical stamina. Physically, mentally, emotionally, intellectually, he became so strong. Vivekananda's life, we should remember, is very, very short. He did not live longer. He was born in 1863 and he expired in 1902. Very short life. very short span of life. He is a spiritual genius with extraordinary intelligence, intellect, and power, but full of hard work and achievement. So these are the qualities one should acquire or one should have. Hard work, intelligence, power are very much required. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa passed away in 1886, and after that Vivekananda renounced the world and crisscrossed India as a wandering man. He went to every remote village. He met people. His life is a reference manual for the youth to become a good human being of highest values and devotion towards the Bharat Mata, Bharat Desha, and Sanatan Dharma. So, on this occasion, let all of us take a pledge that we will follow the path that was shown to us by Swamy Vivekananda, and we will not deviate from that path at any cost, and we give our complete energy and whatever knowledge we have, whatever power we have, whatever wisdom we have, all these should be used to serve the Bharat Desha, Bharat Mata, and our Sanatan Dharma. This is the take-home message from the life of Swamy Vivekananda. He made Indians proud through his mesmerizing speeches. He could attract millions and millions of people in US as well as many European countries. All of them became disciples of Vivekananda. All of them started respecting Sanatan Dharma because they got to understand, they got an opportunity to understand the importance of Sanatan Dharma and the unique qualities of Sanatan Dharma. They were attracted with these values. So, this is the true homage one can pay to a great personality, a great son of Mother Bharat, Swamy Vivekananda. Swasti.